So warm welcome and a good afternoon from my side for joining and taking your time to today's ECCP Trend Universe webinar, where we will focus on the specific use cases of this tool. So my name is Lennart Galdiger, and I'm part of the ECCP Data and Policy team. And I'm also happy that today Mr. Alexander Ettinger from Inmanas, who is the expert for the Trend Universe, is also here with me today. And later on, he will also provide you with dedicated focus and insights into the tool as well as the use cases. So brief outline on what we want to achieve today. In the beginning, I will give you a short overview on how to access the tool on the ECCP. Afterwards, Mr. Ettinger will take over and will show you the structure, give you an overview about the content and the organization of the Trend Universe. And then the focus will be the Trend Universe use cases. And of course, we don't want this to be top-down, only us talking. We want this to be interactive. So there will be always room for questions and answers to also see what are your needs, what are your questions to what we present. So without further ado, just a brief background. What is this tool about? It's essentially about foresighting. And in case you're not too familiar with foresighting, it's an approach that involves strategic planning to anticipate and prepare for future challenges, but also opportunities. And thereby, it involves the systematic exploration and prediction of possible futures to inform the decision making of today. And as such, the Trend Universe should really help you with this. And here below, there is the QR code, which you can use to get to the ECCP Trend Universe landing page. And why is this relevant? Well, because cluster managers, in a way, you're dealing with, you're in a way also shapers of the future, one could say. So you're also intermediaries for different stakeholders, enterprises, research organizations, and so on. And for you, it's really important to know which topics are coming up, to pass this information into your network, but also to see which trends there are and which impact they can have on your organization, but also on your member organizations. And as I said before, you can access the Trend Universe via also the ECCP directly. So you go to the ECCP and there you have this ECCP services, which is outlined here on the right side. And there you have the possibility to click on Trend Universe. On this page, you will find also more background information as well as supporting documents, including a manual where you have in writing some instructions, but also background information on how this tool works. Then at the bottom of this page, and it's here outlined with this red arrow, you have the Access the ECCP Trend Universe Now button, which leads you then directly to the tool. For the access, it's important to highlight that you need to have a profile on the ECCP. So it's not only important, it's not only required to be registered, but also to have a profile. So a profile representing a cluster organization, a cluster member, cluster partnership, etc. And then if your profile or your organization is located within the EU27 or the European Union, you can directly access the tool. If you're located outside of Europe, you need to be a pro user. And a pro user it's a kind of a different type of profile. So there are standard user profiles that have filled in the mandatory information of the profile registration process, and there are pro users. Those are users that have filled in the mandatory information, but also at least 50% of the optional profile information. So I will pause really quickly here to see if there are any questions from the audience on how to access the tool itself. Okay, I think that's not the case. And with that, I will hand it over to Mr. Ettinger, who will provide an overview of the tool itself, the structure, and the organization.
Thank you, Lennart. I'm happy to show you the main parts of the Trend Universe. and also explain a little bit how it works, how the background is worked. And well, let's go to the first step. The first what you will see when you log in after you have done your profile at the ECCP website, you will come directly to the dashboard. The dashboard of the Trend Universe provides you with relevant information. That means if there are new trends, if there are new ecosystems or new trend radar, and also if you scroll down on the first side, you will see the newest innovation or micro trends that are available in the system. And you also have direct access to the trend radars you are involved. That means trend radars where you have already done any kind of evaluation, but I will come to that later. So this is the dashboard. Then we come to the next part. We have so-called trend radars for each ecosystem. How to come there? Just select the menu tools. It's on the right side. You can see it here in a different color. Just go on tools, and at the starting page, you will find all relevant trend radars in an overview. That means for all ecosystem that the ECCP is providing for you. That means, for example, aerospace defense, agri-food, construction, and so on. For each of these ecosystems, there's one specific trend radar available. And each trend radar has already kind of an expert evaluation included. And each trend radar has the possibility for you to do individual evaluation. That means you can evaluate the radar, the trends in the trend radar for yourself to find more or less a personal or more personal side of the future, so you can work with this trend radars. Let's have a look inside. As Leonard has already mentioned, the foresight logic and the structure behind the trend radar is the following. We use the concept of the mega trends and the macro trends to create a specific view of each ecosystem. The normal, or more or less everywhere used megatrends and macro trends are included in the system. That means megatrends and macro trends from different kind of research systems are provided in the system itself. And the key question is which megatrend and which macro trend have the highest impact on the ecosystem. Okay, so this is the main part, how to do foresight. You select, and also the experts select the most important mega and macro trends for each ecosystem. And the result is a picture of the most important trends for each ecosystem. You can bring more or less strategies and also measures because of this picture or because of the trends for each ecosystem. There's already a benchmark evaluation included in Trend Radar. That means the Imanes benchmark is already included. We have collected from different kind of industry sectors that are more or less similar to the ecosystem, the Trend Radar evaluations, and made kind of a benchmark for that. It's a summary of all evaluations of previous participants to each industry sector. So you have a kind of a benchmark in each trend radar. And the key insights you will get out of each trend radar are the most important mega and macro trends. And you can follow up with strategies or measures how to go on with these trends by yourself. The system provides you a kind of a matrix, a kind of a possibility to work with the trends. So this is the logic behind the trend radars. Let's go inside the trend radar. If you open one, here's the example of agri-food. You will start here at the basic information side. There you get the basic information, the description of the trend radar, how does it work, which trends are included, and also the definitions of the trends, mega trends, macro trends, key insights, and statistics. You will see here the menu, the main menu of each trend radar. It's on the top side of each trend trader with the different sections, megatrend and macrotrends and key insights. Let's have a deeper look. If you click on megatrends and the menu topic megatrends, it shows you the influence of the selected megatrends on each ecosystem. Here, for example, we have the ecosystem tourism. That means this picture here is the trend radar, and the radar is divided into 3 zones. They are called act, plan, and monitor. And the trends in the center have the strongest influence. Those at the edge are the more or less weaker one. You're talking here about influence on the system. Also in the left column here on the left side of the website, you find the megatrends in form of a list. The megatrends is highlighted, which is in the radar in the color. So you have the possibility to look at the trends on the left side on the list or at the trend radar. And the sorting mechanism can be selected in the menu at the top or at the trend radar itself. That means you can look at the assessment benchmark on the Imanas benchmark, but you can also look at your own evaluations. If you see here the bottom on the right side, evaluate megatrends. If you click there, you can start to do your own evaluation of the trend radar. Let's have a look at the next topics. Okay, so below the trend radar, to go below it, you can see, just a moment, sorry, I need, here we are, okay. If you go down, you can see the trend radar with the details of the competence and also the details of the distribution. That means if you want to see more detail about the evaluations, just scroll down and you can see the details of the impact, and you can see also the details of the competence. Just to have a look about it, it's always interesting for each ecosystem if the ecosystem has also the competence to go on or to work with trends, and this can be seen here at the down selection. Let's go to the next one. You see the macro trend section. You can click on it when you go on the topic on the menu. The macro trend section shows the macro trends associated with each megatrend. That means for each megatrend, there are a couple of macro trends, and these macro trends go a little bit deeper. They are more detailed, and they have in most cases a shorter time of influence. They are more directly. There are more detailed evaluations for the macro trends. You find there if the macro trend is an opportunity or a risk. You find if this is a competence strength or not, if it's an influence, and if what about the trend maturity. For example, at the moment, the macro trends around AI, artificial intelligence, have at the moment a really high trend maturity. That means at the moment they are very actual, they are very visible at the moment. Also, this information you can find here at the trend section of the macro trends. Okay, let's go to the next one. To scroll down at the macro trends, you will find the trend facts. These are so-called database facts around each trend. That means you find kind of indicators about the macro trends, number of news, number of publications, what about the research, what about the funding, also number of patents. That gives you a kind of indication about the activity level of each trend. It's not an evaluation, but these are indicators how, let's say, active is a macro trend at the moment, and you will find the information scrolling down. Here we are. Then at the right side, you find the statistics of the evaluation. That means if you want to see an overview of all evaluation of the results, you find the statistics. You can see your own evaluation if you have done one. You can see the Imanas benchmark, And if you want, you can see more or less the results that you can explain to each other. Again, the opportunity, the competence strengths, and the influence strengths, and also the trend maturity. So it's a more or less a kind to see the statistics of the trend radar. And we have in the next one an overview of the so-called key insights. And the key insights and the TAP key insights conclusion, you will find the core findings and the conclusions based on the assessments in the trend radar. And you will also find derived strategic recommendations in form of norm strategy and methods. That means, for example, what you can see here at the screenshot, the most significant macro trends or the most significant mega trends. And you can see here so-called competences. If a mega trend has in the evaluation a very high influence, and also the cluster, the industry sector has very high competences in this mega trend or in this macro trend, it's a really good success, chance of success. That means it would be for strategy really important to work with these trends in this ecosystem. You can all find this under the key insights, and just click here on the conclusions, and then you can find these conclusions and maybe work with them for your own interests in the ecosystem. Okay. There are also so-called trend portfolio by influence. You just scroll down under conclusions and you see here a picture. You see the trend portfolio. The relevant mega and macro trends are shown here in a matrix with the axis influence and competence. And if you click on an individual trend, it's displayed the description of the trend and also the norm strategy. So what you've seen in text is here in kind of a matrix to have an overview about everything. Okay. Any questions?
Yes, there's one question. Lucia Seal, please.
Yes, thank you very much. I think this is a really interesting and novel way of supporting clusters to work in their strategy processes with their companies. One question is related to the Inmanas benchmark. Is this, let's say, the accumulation? Can we say those users who have supported or who have used this flows into it? Is it a pan-European indicator? I think you mentioned that it is like a summary.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can.
How to understand it?
We have a couple of companies, users from different industry sectors all over Europe in the system. What we're going to do is we look at these evaluations. We find in this case the average evaluation, and out of these average evaluations from each industry sector, we transfer it as one benchmark to the ecosystems. In some cases, the ecosystems of the ECCP include more industry sectors, 2 or 3, or they are a little bit overlapping. So that means we don't transfer the average industry sectors exactly. We make an adaptation more or less to get the conjoined picture of more industry sectors, and that's how we create the Inmanas benchmark.
Okay, super. Thank you so much. And I think it would be, I mean, it is extremely important that cluster organizations take or log in with this tool when working with their companies. That could be a possibility, I think, when they are in the process of developing their strategy with a team behind doing it, and then thinking of answering it together, or maybe the cluster manager can do this exercise and discuss it or validate it as well with core strategy team development for in that process. So I think there are several possibilities of working with it hands-on for the strategy development.
Absolutely. The cluster manager can do the evaluation by himself. He can also present his own evaluation, more or less also the differences between maybe the benchmark and his own evaluation. Normally the cluster manager for each system of a specific cluster is much more deeper into the future trends and into developments of the cluster. Maybe these evaluation have a difference from the benchmark, and it makes absolutely sense to discuss this with the company the cluster manager is actually working for. I totally agree with that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are there any more questions? Not. Yeah, I think it's also important to highlight again that it's really a data-driven tool that allows you to get a structured way to assess future trends. And I think also, as was mentioned before by Ms. Seal, there are already some use cases outlined, but I think we also get to that then in the next slides. But I think before you also want to show some more, another important section, hands-on information from the tool, right? So I pass it right over back to you.
Okay, so the trend radars are one part that's for the trends to select the most important trends for each ecosystem, and also if you want to work directly with a company. The other section, which is connected but also works on its own, is the content, the innovation content. What is it? The feature in the ECCP Trend Universe is that there's the section with two kinds of possibilities to come to innovations. We provide here more or less a database of innovation. This database is really updated more or less daily. That means you find around between 200 and 400 new innovations in form of articles. That means a description of the innovation and also a link. You will find this in the system. And you have two possibilities to get access to these innovations. There are first of all feeds. That means for each ecosystem, you find an innovation feed. You will find selected innovations that fit to this ecosystem. That means if you want to be on top of the innovation in your ecosystem, just have a look. We update this section every month, and we'll provide you with the most interesting and important innovation that are done in this ecosystem. This is the more selected version of the innovation, but you also have the section My Topics. This is user specific. That means every user who logs in the Trend Universe has the possibility to more or less make his user specific interests, and he is provided by the innovations that he can get there. Let's have a look at a little bit more in the detail. The innovation articles that are provided in the Trend Universe have a description of the innovation. You come to the source of the information. This could be a website. This could be a kind of a publication, a PDF from a new invention or something like this. And the information on related trends and industries are also included. And the user can also rate the innovation articles if he wants. So we are really proud to provide you always updated actual status of so-called innovations or micro trends. You can search in your topics under specific mega or macro trends. For example, if you're interested in artificial intelligence, in chatbots, just you can go to topics, to your interests, and select this megatrend, and you will be provided always with the newest innovation according AI, chatbots, and so on. And it's for each user individual usable. That means every user can select his own interests. Okay. The feeds, as I've already mentioned, you can see here again all the ecosystems. We provide 5 articles per ecosystem each month, and the compass is based on the trends out supported by AI. That means we are including here real trend scouts, specialists for the different industry sectors. They are looking for innovations throughout the world, and they are providing these innovations in our system. And at the moment, a pretty big part is already supported by AI. That means we have a kind of AI-supported web crawling and AI-supported search for innovation. And this search provides our trend scouts again with a different kind of innovation. What we're going to do is we select them. That means you don't get innovation inside the system that is already done somewhere in the world. We don't, for example, provide specific product innovations that are done from different brands, or maybe in, let's say, take the industry about nutrition. If there is a new product, we provide the innovation for the first time, but not when other companies are using this new nutrition form as a second or a third one. So we just provide the really new innovation, the new microtrend that is possible here. And let's go to the next, My Topics. That's where you can personalize your information. Just go to My Topics, and there you have the possibility to select the innovation articles per mega and macro trends or by industry sectors. And you can select your personal topics. As you can see here, there are articles from agriculture, from construction, from sports, and the system will provide you automatically updated with information, with innovations. That means every time you go back to the system, you will find the newest innovations concerning each trend or each industry sector you have selected. So more or less your personal innovation journal for each user. Okay, this is the content part. Any questions about the content part?
Okay, I don't see any raised hands. I think it's also.
I have one.
Okay, yes, please go ahead.
Sorry to be, but it's interesting. If I put myself in the shoes of a cluster manager, can I take this information and then use it for the purpose to inform my members, particularly the SMEs? That means I can, without any problem, let's say copyright, take the information and put it in my newsletter or in my own content. Is there anything I should be careful about? How to spread this or how to use this information?
If you want to transport it outside of the system, you have to copy it. The articles are okay to copy them. It's data, it's a summary made by Inmanas, but it's okay for us to copy the article and also to use it. Just give the source that it is the Trend Universe and Inmanas, that's it. And the innovation is always connected with the original source. That means if there is an innovation from a company or an organization, you can also use the link with the original source and show it to your customer, to your whoever you want, because these are sources that are already published in the web.
Okay, thank you. Because then it's access to a super rich source of information.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, other questions? Okay, it's not the case. Yeah, I think it's also worth stressing the point you mentioned earlier, right? That you can really personalize also the tool for your needs. So that's also really important, I think, because how the trends affect you or the different classes of the organizations, it's really individual. So I think it's also a really nice feature of the tool. But I think then if there are no further questions, I'll pass it over to you and we can come to the use cases.
I will show you to one big use case from a class and a smaller one. Normally, we also provide this system for specific companies, but they use the system in a similar way. That means they use the trend radar for foresight and also to select the most important trends for the companies. After that, they are going to develop strategies or also innovations in the selected trends. And that's also the way you can use the ECCP Trend Universe for cluster organizations. Let's have a first look at our first case. It's an innovation project, circular economy for a region in Austria. It's called Osttirol, East Tyrol. As you can see in the picture, it's a very it's a region with a very high mountains, especially for Austria. And just give you a short overview about the region and also the project, that you can have an impression how a great organization can use the system. Let's go to the next slide. East Tyrol lies in an alpine location in the south of the main alpine ridge, and it covers 2,020 square kilometers, almost on 6 of the three-oriented territory. The settlement area accounts only 8.2%. That means a lot of mountain area and just a little space for the people to live there. It's surrounded by 3,000-meter peaks and includes the highest mountains in Austria. And 1/3 of the area of the largest is part of the largest national park in Central Europe, there's National Park Hohe Tauern. And this is the region where a big project about innovation around the topic circular economy took part last year. Let's have a look at the inside. It was done by the Austrian Tyrolean Cluster Organization, the FFG Austria, that's the Austrian Research Promotion Agency. And we had over 150 active project participants in the project. It's, for example, the county organization was part of it. We have a regional cluster organization that was part of it. A lot of regional companies, the regional schools, and also the University of Innsbruck, the University of the region Tyrol in Austria. And what they have done, they used exactly the same tools you have here in the Trend Universe. I gave you an overlook over the process of the project. It's on the next slide. What have they done? The first step was finding the most important trends for the region. They used the trend radar. That means we have pre-selected their the megatrends and macrotrends. That means 5 megatrends and 21 macrotrends were used at the beginning. And 146 participants in the trend radar have evaluated the trends to give an overall picture which megatrends and which macrotrends are most important for the topic circular economy. It was very interesting to see especially different segments like the schools with kids or young people from 15 to 18 years, how they see the trends and what's important for them. For example, in relation to the company partners or the county organization. And the picture at the end was more or less the really most important trends out of each segment. And after the trend radar was ready and we had all the trends selected, all the participants get the possibility to get inspirations for these trends. What have they done? They just took the most important trends out of the trend radar. They stepped to the content, to my topics or to the feeds, and they look inside the different mega and macro trends. Which new innovations could they find in the content? For example, they found a lot of different kind of energy systems or new forms of energy that are used over all Europe or over the world. And they try to think about it, how can it be used also in a region like East Tyrol? They used my topics, they used the feeds, and this was the part for the third step. In the third step, they tried all together, develop innovative ideas for the circular economy in the region. That means that we had ideation workshops and online ideations. These online workshops and online ideations took part over a time of half a year, and all the participants took part in them. They developed up to 200 innovation ideas overall. And the participants from regional companies, from county, from schools and universities really found a really interesting couple of ideas. And some of them have been selected and some of them are already in the step that there are projects developed and they're going to try to develop these ideas. Let's have a look inside, just that you can see the trends and the inspirations. Here are the main selected trends. That means energy, climate change, and sustainability. They have a specific trend included. It's called regionalization, circular economy, and mobility. These have been the 4 important trends where they tried to develop new ideas. The inspirations on the next slide have been selected from topic. For example, the participants selected one of the articles. It's about the urban initiative and online marketplace that declare war on food waste. That's from urban sectors in throughout the European community, an example where food is selected before it's gone to waste. And this was one of the articles a couple of participants get as an inspiration to develop an idea that fits to the mountainful area of East Tyrol, or the new plant option for upgrading degraded soils. Also, this is important in different regions, but also in East Tyrol. But there is a specific kind of soil in this region connected to the high mountains there. And also this topic they used for the next step for the innovation they have developed. Let's have a look into the ideas. Just to be clear, the ideas section or the tool for the ideas is done outside of the system. That means idea development is not possible at the moment at the ECCP Trend Universe. The first 2 steps, the trend radar and the topics, the inspirations I've already explained to you, are available for you. The ideation and the ideation workshops have been done outside the system. For example, there have been some very interesting ideas. An app that's called Farm Fresh Food Supplier. It's a kind of idea for a platform that people can select and service, delivers fresh and organic fruit from the local farms at East Tyrol. And the topic of this platform is to reduce waste and emissions, supporting the local economy and community. And also an idea like farm to table composting, That means also about the food that cannot be used again or no more, that it's really used for composting in the region, very important for the soil, for agriculture there. Two other ideas, or another idea here, it's also called to the circular economy. It's a circular economy platform for companies and entrepreneurs, that the companies and entrepreneurs of the region could come together and develop a kind of really local circular economy. Very interesting idea, and that's one of the ideas that is at the moment in the development sector. Let's hope that they can really establish a kind of platform for that. And also what's important, rural revitalization through co-living communities. That means different co-living of different generations. One of the topics in this region is that young people are leaving the region. They go to the more urbanized areas in Austria. They go to Innsbruck. They go also to Germany. And it's not that easy that all the generations in the sector can live together or have a possibility to live together. And this is one idea to establish a kind of a co-living communities with all kind of generations. So you see, there are a lot of very interesting ideas. I can just show you a selection of that, but so-called this use case is where the Trend Universe or the tools of the Trend Universe have been used really for generating ideas. The trend radar and the topics have been used for the guidelines for the foresight, and the topics have been used for inspirations, for examples of innovation from other regions of Europe, and so that the people there could adapt the ideas, could more or less develop new ones that fit to the mountain area of East Tyrol. So I think a very interesting use case, also with a lot of participants, and the whole project took between half a year and a year, and all the participants are really happy with the outcome of it. So are there any questions for this use case? Maybe again, the information you can, as a cluster manager, you can more or less do the first two steps of such a use case with the tools provided by the ECCP Trend Universe. The last step, the ideation or the development of ideas has to be done with another system, or as you like to do it. The first two steps could be done completely in the Trend Universe.
Okay. Any questions? Yeah, I think it was really a nice example also of a really large process that involved many actors, many stakeholders. Yeah. And I understand that you also brought a second use case, which we can come to in a second in case there are no questions. But I think that's not the case, so let's jump right into it.
Mm-hmm. Another use case, especially concentrated on the trend radar. It's also about organization that use the trend radar for trend selection. It's a regional marketing organization. They selected their main trends. It's an Austrian marketing organization. And the topic was to find the most important trends for the region to use them in tourism marketing. That means the most important tourism trends or most important trends, how to use them in a marketing strategy for the region, and also for advertising, maybe to find the most important topics. The trend radar was used to identify the important trends from the perspective of different stakeholders, and also to find out a common version. That means local tourism associations were included, gastronomy was included, accommodations, etc. Important was that if you look at trends for a region out of the perspective of these different stakeholders, the importance, the influence of the different trends are seen different. For example, I just give you the detail out of it. For gastronomy and for accommodations, for small little hotels, with trends like artificial intelligence, like robots and so on, are not that, let's say, they are important, but because these are really small companies, small enterprises, they don't see for themselves the competences to work with such tools at the moment, or also for the next 5 to 10 years. On the other hand, if you have the big tourism associations, the local associations, they have much more power. They have much more employees, much more possibility and competences to work with tools like that. So there was quite a difference by evaluating megatrends like artificial intelligence, like robots, how to use it. And out of the discussion, this marketing organization has selected the trends that they want to use. And they selected the trends that have been okay for all the stakeholders. So they used it for a kind of discussed or common sense, which trends are really important for the whole tourism region. Also the same trend radar, the same possibilities. Each participant, each stakeholder had the possibility to do his own evaluation in the trend radar, and these evaluation have been compared and discussed. Okay. Any question about the use cases? This last one, also maybe the first one.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Alexander, for showing this insight. I think it's really nice to see. So in general, that this tool, the Trend Universe, can show you in identifying trends, rating them, assessing them with regards to their individual impact to the individual organization, but also really getting innovation ideas and inspiration also from the tool. So this is really a good tool also that you can use in a strategy setting process. So thank you very much for that. With that, I think we've also come to the end of our presentation. Looking again into the round of participants. Now is the moment to bring forward any questions or any comments you might have. So please feel free to raise your hand. I think that's yes, or Lucia Seal. Please go for it.
I actually got inspired by what you said, a comment. So no question to Alexander, but maybe it would be nice to see out of the ECCP pool of talent, or the cluster organizations or projects that are using these to showcase such a use, and maybe make something like a competition, or open up I wouldn't say competition, sounds rather hard, but so to say, to see what comes out from the European cluster organization in using this. So that's an idea or a comment that would be maybe motivating cluster organizations to to start using, not only for their benefits of cluster organizations, but particularly for that of their members. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for this comment. I think it's a really nice inspiration. Good idea. Thanks for that. Also, maybe one thing I'd like to point out at this stage, in case you have any questions about the ECCP in general, but also specifically about how to set up a profile, or also about how to access the Trend Universe. There are weekly ECCP drop-in sessions. They are always on Wednesday, and the next one is going to be tomorrow at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So that's always also good possibility in case you have any questions or need any support with anything related to the ECCP itself. And you can register for those also online on the platform.
I have
Okay.
one question.
Yes,
Can
yes,
I
please.
ask?
Mistress, please, yes.
Sylvia Just from Pomeranian ICT Interregion from Poland. I have a question about access to the Trend platform, Trend Radar. Is only the members of ECCP platform can access to the radar, or SMEs, or all?
Yes, so in order to access the tool, you need to have basically a profile on the ECCP.
Okay.
So, but it's also possible, of course, or I mean, we of course also encourage cluster members, so SMEs, research organizations, and so on, to create a profile on the ECCP.
Okay.
And as I mentioned in the beginning, in case if you're located in Poland, you just need to have a standard profile. Just so you need to insert the mandatory information for these profiles, and then you can directly access the tool. So this is here the way on accessing the ECCP Trend Universe.
Yes, we have profile on ECCP. So.
Good. Any other questions? Anything unclear about how to access the tool, how to use it?
I think that the manual is on the platform. When we register and log, we will able to access to the manuals. Yes.
Yes, exactly. So on this Trend Universe access page, the landing page, there are some background information. There's also a video, and there you find also this manual that informs you about how to access, what's inside the tool, how to use it. So this should ideally give some guidance, some questions. But if you need someone, or your members need someone to directly talk to, again, I can highlight these ECCP drop-in sessions where there's always a person from the ECCP, so the experts in a way, and they can help you or members or anyone with any questions or issues that you might have in accessing the tool or other parts of the platform.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good. I will also post here in the chat the link to the landing page of the ECCP Trend Universe, and also the ECCP drop-in sessions, so you can directly follow those links, and then there you find more information, and also then the link to joining these sessions. So the links and information is in the chat. Any other points or questions? Okay, I think that's not the case. If anything comes up, any new questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. There's also a contact outlined in the manual and on the ECCP Trend Universe access page, but then there are also the drop-in sessions as mentioned before, and we're also happy to help you there with anything, any questions or comments you might have. So with that, I thank you very much for your time today, for joining, for your questions and comments. And then I wish you a nice rest of the day.